Um, Today is Tuesday. It's the first week of September, and I'm on the way to Victory Monument for the morning meeting and afternoon meeting. I will take the time when I'm actually walking from Payathai Station to the Victory Monument office to doing a vlog. And today my vlog is about the communication. We all know how important the communication is, but we never ask how much we should put into the communication to make the communication work. I think sometimes we over communicate, and I think it have a reverse effect on the communication. So I would like to discuss about this, and the first thing that we use often is email. And email, SMS have been primary way of communication, and many people prefer to use email or SMS to doing the communication. One of the main reason is because you don't need to responsible for the immediate response, so you have less responsive, and it actually very formal. So when you write email, you need to be very formal. And other communication tools like social media, like for example could be Facebook, Line, or a chat app like WhatsApp. So my discussion is how much we should invest on this type of tools, and how we should actually maximize our communication. What I can say is each communication have good and bad. Email is very formal and leave time for people to respond, so it can be used in somehow. But for me, email is the first thing that I actually reduce. Why? I think the first thing is for email, I used to have 500 emails per day, and having 500 email per day is even though you are a fast reader, you would spending around half an hour to clear it every day. So you're kind of worried about the activities or transaction. So I decided to just read it once in 2 weeks. Then I put it into 3 weeks. I start from 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then now I executing like 1 month once reading pattern, and I still spending the same time, maximum half an hour to clear all the email. Which actually sometimes it can go up until 5,000, or it can go as much as 10,000. But I think it's very easy to clear. I will not read one by one. So basically what you do is you will read 100 mail each time. You scan, you give yourself 10 seconds. You scan all the mail. If you cannot see anything that actually impactful, you just actually mark it all as read. You don't need to delete it. So with this, I free up a lot of my time. So the second thing is about Facebook, those social media. I think you can use some to actually connect with people, to know how people is. But my rule of thumb is I was spending around 10 minutes maximum per day. So well, it's not important about to knowing who eat what, where, when. I think it's more important that you know how people think and what is the key point that actually you could do to help. So the third thing is about the social media like WhatsApp and Line. Myself personally, I don't prefer Line because Line is quite playful. But I think to connect with the family members, I think in Thailand, majority of the people are actually using Line. So it is okay for me to use, but I will actually scan through quickly. Line have more communication than I thought, and it became more of the junk communication. So sometimes there's like 100 chat inside. I just click and then go next like email. But sometimes I will not read in a single day. Maybe a few days it just came and actually it's still there. So I wouldn't worry about it. So what I actually quite like is WhatsApp. WhatsApp actually is really built for productivity and for business. So it actually gives the quick actually connectivities with people. But sometimes I found out it's quite annoying when I see people who don't actually formulate their communication well and become the communication overhead for others people. They talk long, they're not straight to the point. And especially WhatsApp, the key point is you can use voice as a communication tool. You don't need to type, and typing is slow, and it don't convey some of the message like what you think. So I think voice is a good way to communicate if you want something actually very quick. So I still do prefer that people make it straight to the point. Sometimes I rather feel that people who actually change the mentalities from email to WhatsApp have a tendency to just use the same habit to the WhatsApp. But I think it's totally different. Email is a written form where you need to be very formal and you need to be very precise. When you require this type of preciseness or the precision that you want, then you go on using an email and tell people that okay, you need something in an email. But when you come to WhatsApp or other communication tools, you want the key point to be quick, go through. So I think that's the important things. So you need to change the mentalities. You cannot just write a long message. Some people prefer to write up a very long message, and it's quite actually waste others people. Know how to communicate or not, I think it determines whether you are good management or not, because you know that how important the time is, and if you are not communicate well, it means you're not actually take care of your own time, and you're not taking good care of others people's time as well. So first of all, I feel for those people that always read regularly email every day, please consider that maybe you would actually read once a week and then doing a filter so you can pattern it out and be able to clear it out faster. And another thing is I'm quite surprised that many of the Japanese partner, they're saying that using social media is a waste of time. I think if you generalize the idea of playing social media and it's a waste of time, I do understand. But I feel that when you come to the speed and the information that is important to make things happen, the trigger, I found out that the communication chat like WhatsApp actually make it a very excellent tool. And one of the things I think I take personally is you need to be adaptive. I used to use a lot of email and SMS as a communication tools, and I feel myself was productive. But now if you go back and use email and SMS, I feel the communication didn't go through. One more communication that is very important and we often didn't actually pay a full attention to it is meeting face to face. Meeting face to face is very important process. Sometimes you just stop reading email and actually you go and talk to the person or call a person. This is something that when you're familiar with the formal communication tools, you have a tendency to actually ignore this. But I found that sometimes meet face to face is more powerful because you can convey a message other than your text. You can actually also use your voice, your body, and some other things to actually make it go through. And especially your heart. When you actually go through this, I think the way you grow up more, the more effective communication you need to learn. And I hope this vlog will help everyone to start to realize how important the communication is, and realize how we need to pay attention to the efficiency and effectiveness of the communications. Whatever tools you use, you need to use it with some certain mentalities. The tool you use will producing a different result, and the mentality you have will produce a different result too. So okay, we almost we are really almost reaching the Victory Monument. So it's a 10 minutes walk, and it's quite good for vlogging because the time just right. And to see how dynamic Thailand is, I think there's a lot of things happening on the roadside, so you never get bored actually walking from one place to another.